Hello and welcome back to the Jessica Pinelli podcast. How are we going? There's like 6 weeks until the end of the year. I just got back from Perth. If you've been following along, playing along this entire year, I have done so many trips. I've done so much travel. I feel very, very fortunate. But December is going to be the first month since I don't even know when. Sometime last year, maybe middle of last year where I'm not catching a flight anywhere. I'm homebound, which is I'm happy about because myself, my partner David, we need to relax, we need to chill. But I'm super, super grateful because we've had such an incredible year, such an incredible past 15 months. But before I get into that, if you're watching here and you keep coming back, but you're not yet subscribed, I would absolutely love it if you could hit the subscribe button and you can hit the thumbs up. It really supports my channel. But I also appreciate you that keep coming back. And for all of you that are already subscribed, I super, super, super insanely appreciate you because this channel is growing and it was one of my goals this year of being able to grow this platform and being able to share my voice and my ideas on another platform. And if you are a listener and you don't watch here on YouTube, I would love it if you could leave me a 5-star review, a written review. It means so much to me in the podcast. And I know that say I can't speak. I know that I say that often, but I truly mean it. This is just such a I'm trying to look for the word. It's just such an incredible platform for me, who's a yapper. And I feel like it's truly my unfiltered self, and it's going to get better in 2025. I actually start my podcast guest interviews for 2025 this week. We have got some incredible human beings. I may release a couple towards the end of the year, but please don't hold me to that. But I am booked out for podcast guests until the end of Feb. So, yeah, start of March, which is absolutely insane because, again, another one of my goals. Anyway, thank you for being here. And as I was saying, back from my trip in Perth, yes, you've probably like, I've heard you say that so many times this year. Yes, Perth is actually where I'm originally from. My friends and my family are there, and we've had to go back for social obligations. I spent a month there this year, dog sitting for my sister and a partner when they went to Europe. So we've been back and forth there a lot. We've been international so many times. When I say me, my partner, David, and I, and it's just been a crazy year. And in fact, like I said, a crazy maybe 15, 18 months of travel, of seeing the world, of social commitments. It's been a very, very social time in our calendar for the past 18 months. And I just feel so like I've got goosebumps now. I've got goosebumps because I just feel so incredibly grateful to be able to do this. Because honestly, not to get sappy here with you, but honestly, I remember being in the fitness industry. And if you're new here, like I worked in the fitness industry for nearly 7 years. And I remember future scripting about this. I remember visualizing this. I remember speaking to my housemate at the time about this. Like, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to have an online business and I wanted to be able to travel whenever I wanted. And I wanted to attract a partner that had the same values. And I really had to take so much time this year to just sink in, wow. It's one of those things. It's like a quote that I'm sure that you've seen. It's like you don't realize that you now have everything you once asked for. I probably butchered that, but you get the idea. And there was a period of time this year, if I'm honest with you, and maybe I'll speak about it on another episode, but there was a period of time this year where I just wasn't practicing gratitude. I was just always looking at the next milestone, the next goal post. I was just go, 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 go. And I wasn't actually solidifying myself and slowing down and being like, wow, Jess, like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, like this is what you were dreaming and desiring from your soul. And it's all possible for this business. And so this episode is going to be business based. And I'm going to get up my notes in a second because, you know, I love to free speak, but I also get up my notes app on my MacBook because I know sometimes I listen back to my episodes and I'm like, oh, there was a point I missed, but I always bring it into another episode. And this is important. But like I said, I'm so grateful to have built a business that allows me to do that. And don't get me wrong, 5.5 years in, building a business sustainably is insanely, it tests your patience, it tests your discipline, it tests your focus. I, in fact, did a post over on Instagram the other day and I said, in 2019, I quit my job, I moved to Bali, I started this business. And the two identity shifts that I had to make during that period of time were discipline and focus. And I know that so many people preach like fake it till you make it or just act like you're empowered and all of that. And yeah, that there's a place for that at some point. But I really had to practice discipline and focus. And I've been shown that I had to have tested it even more in the past 18 months with so much travel, with so much moving around, with so much happening in life, personally and professionally. At times, I still have moments as a business owner where I'm like, oh, hang on. And it's probably during my luteal phase where I'm like, do I actually want to do this? Do I want to keep doing this thing? And then I have moments where, as I have done the past few months, where I'm like, wow, fuck, I did it. I did it. There is so much more I want to achieve, but I think I have truly learned that I need to just be here in this moment and appreciate it. And on today's episode, I'm actually going to give you a bit of a strategic and an energetic checklist for your business as we move into a brand new year. But if you're listening to this in the middle of this year, it is going to still be applicable, so it doesn't matter. But at time of recording, as we are moving into 2025, oh my goodness. Also, I I'm so excited to start singing Christmas music. In fact, when I was in Perth, I helped my sister put up her Christmas tree and I put on the Christmas music. I'm the eldest daughter that like rallies everyone. I'm like, where the fuck is your Christmas spirit? Like, come on. Let's put on some carols. Let's put on Mistletoe by Justin Bieber. Let's get fucking merry and let's do the Christmas tree. That's me. It's like I'm like all whipping them, like, come on, where's your Christmas spirit? Like, I'm a psycho for Christmas, as you can probably tell. But I every year I know that everyone like starts like November 1st, right? Like post Halloween straight away. But I still like warm up to it a bit. And maybe 2 weeks ago, I tried to dabble in some Christmas music. And I was like, no, I'm not ready yet. And then a few days ago, just before I left Perth, when we were doing the Christmas tree, I was like, I'm ready. So I think after this, I am going to do some work. I have a load of client work to do before calls. I am going to just listen to Christmas music. Love it. I mean, let me know, slide into my DMs or comment below. Do you love Christmas music? If the answer is not yes, this channel probably isn't for you. But let's get into it. I'm going to get my checklist up so we can start. As I said, I have a strategic checklist, which I'm going to go through first, and I have an energetic checklist. Let me just make sure that I can see it and see myself. And as a business owner, these are things, I've made it super simplified. Right. So if you are at a capacity where you're not driving or, maybe you're not on your hot girl walk, come back to this. If you are sitting down at your desk or couch or whatever, get out your phone notes or get out your journal and write these down. Like I've made it super, super simple because business should be simple. Business should be something that is aligning with the life that we find most inspiring. But like I said, I will always stand behind. It does require discipline and it does require focus. So make sure you write these down. Make sure you actually go through them. I give you guys these because number one, I have the experience. I coach and mentor women all over the world on this stuff, and it works. When you put it into place, when you take everything I say to you from this podcast alone, it works. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to give you these checklists to look at your business and just to check in, right? It's really easy to be like, yeah, I have all these big goals and not really like focus in the way, which, by the way, what I will say at time of recording, I have Black Friday hot offers that are coming up. I'm really, if you're watching, you can see how excited I just got. I know that everyone has Black Friday offers, but I honestly sat with myself. Number one, did I want to do them? And number two, when I felt intuitively it was a yes, I was like, what is really going to serve all of you? And one of them has to do with my Become the CEO mastermind. So it's my mastermind, 12-week mastermind for female entrepreneurs that want to scale between 10 to 30K per month and who really want to build a sustainable business, number one, because it's funner when it's sustainable. And number two, a business that actually complements our lifestyle. And I feel that I can fully stand behind that. My business complements my lifestyle. I don't feel like I need to adjust or that it's too much. There was a period of time, but I've learned. So there is an offer. If you love this and you're a business owner, come on over to my Instagram, get on my emailing list. You can do that by actually signing up below to my free training hack. So, yeah, you'll be able to learn about the offer, but then you'll get hack as well. It's a 2-part free training. And just a little FYI, I haven't announced this yet at time of this recording, but I will be doing a refined, up-leveled version of my free training. But still, go and get that one. Get on my email list because, yeah, if you love this episode, you need to come in to become the CEO. The next enrollment is February 2025. Oh my God, crazy to say. Anyway, I'm yapping because my cacao has settled in. Let's do this. All right. Part one is the strategic checklist. So, number one, review your numbers. And I'm just going to look at my notes so I don't forget anything, right? So, if you're watching on YouTube, that's what I'm looking at. Review your numbers. Number one, revenue. Did you hit your financial goals? If you didn't, why? Expenses. Where can you cut costs or invest smarter? Conversion rates. Evaluate sales funnel performance. So I should have said this at the start, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out my notes that I put down, my dot points, and then I'm going to expand on it a little bit. So, number one, review your numbers. So, first thing, revenue. Did you hit your financial goals? If not, why? What was your financial goal that you set for the start of the year? Was it a lump sum number that by the year you want to make 100K overall in revenue, or was it 10K per month, 6K per month? Was it 200K? Was it $1 million? I have clients that are striving for $1 million revenue in their business. So, really, the sky's the limit, but look at what you said at the end. If you're doing your goals correctly, then you should have set this at the end of last year, like October, November. So, what were those? Did you hit your financial goals? If not, why? Right? This probably question alone will take you a bit of time, and everything else that I'm going to give you in the strategic checklist will help with this. But you really need to get honest, right? What wasn't refined? What did you keep doing that actually wasn't working? Where did you keep? And the next one is expenses. Where can you cut costs or invest smarter? Like this, reviewing your numbers is number one because it's so important, and to have a clear relationship with money as we move into the next year. And then this is what I'm currently doing: conversion rate. Evaluate sales funnel performance. What do your funnels look like? Now, before you get scared, I'm not going to go into a rant about funnels or pretend I'm an expert, but it's definitely something that you should learn. I will say that the easiest way to look at it is, where are you capturing leads? What's the experience to then move through a funnel to eventually pay you? That's to just simplify it all. So, what does it look like? What does the experience look like? What is your free lead magnet? Or do you have a podcast too? Do you have a YouTube? Is that how they consume? Then they sign up to another free training. What's the experience from there? How are you actually leading them from A to C? So, that's number one, review your numbers. Number two, assess your offers. Which offers performed well? Which ones didn't resonate? Decide whether to refine, retire, or relaunch specific offers. So remember the 3 R's when it comes to offers in 2025: refine, retire, or relaunch. When you look at your offers, I am going to say something that maybe very intuitive led coaches. I mean, I'm an intuitive led business owner, but I also believe in strategy. Just because you love an offer doesn't mean you should keep running it if it didn't give you the return on investment. If you spent 4 weeks marketing an offer and you did that every couple of months and you got little to no return, okay, maybe you don't need to retire it, but you do need to maybe refine it or look at it and look at the messaging and understand it. So go through your entire product suite for the year. What did you bring out? And by product suite, it's everything. It's free, it's low ticket, it's mid ticket, and it's high ticket. Again, remember, what do you need to refine? What do you need to retire? Or what do you need to and what are you relaunching? Right after all of that, and really going in deep is how you want the experience to be from everything you've learned from this year, from these offers. Parts of it, maybe you loved a part of an offer, and instead of offering that initial offer because maybe it didn't do well or you don't love it, you just thought, oh, I'll put it together. If you loved a part of it, work on that, expand on that. So assess your offers. Number three, evaluate your marketing. So, which platforms brought the most leads and sales? Analyze content performance, what resonated most with your audience, right? This is something really, our marketing is something we should be looking at. You know, yes, we can do it every week, but deeply and going through the data points that we're getting from leads and sales and content definitely should be a monthly thing. When you step into becoming a CEO, and I don't just mean this for my mastermind, but actually like stepping into a CEO role of your business, these are the types of things you start to think about. It's not just, okay, let's have a look, what got the most views. That's just one part of it. We also need to look at the client, the customer experience and potential lead, right? The leads. If you've got cold leads in your audience and you're starting fresh, what is actually working? So what in the most leads and sales? For me, for transparency, I have Instagram that I use as funnels, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I took a big, and the podcast. I took a big step back from a TikTok this year, really because I became disconnected with it and I started to prioritize YouTube because I never prioritize it anymore. And TikTok is definitely something that, I mean, I haven't stopped completely. I'm still posting, but it's not with the energy and effort when I first started TikTok. So I took a big step back from there. I've been putting time and energy and effort into YouTube. And I also have been using Instagram for the past 7 years. I started showing up in the fitness industry towards the end of me getting out of the fitness industry. But my point in saying is that it has always been my main funnel that has always brought the most leads for me and the most sales. And what I have started to see this year is I'm actually collecting leads and people coming over to my Instagram from the podcast, from YouTube, from being a guest on another podcast. So keeping it open, but I do believe in evaluating what brought in the most leads and sales because that is working. Don't fix it or don't knock it if it's working. All right, that's number three. So evaluate your marketing. We've got two more for strategic checklist. Number four, customer feedback. Collect testimonials and feedback for improvement. This really should be something that you do throughout the year. And if there is, remember when it comes to testimonials, number one, maybe having it in your contracts that I will be using anything you send me. Do you give me permission? And of course, do your due diligence. Do you need to block things out? Is it a certain obvious testimonial that maybe you will need to ask for permission first? I mean, even if they've given you initial permission, there have been certain things that I've shared on my story that I still ask. I'm like, okay, this is huge and this is something that is, quite, it's not like an indirect. It's not like, oh, hey, Jess, like I made another 10K this month. It's like something, for example, one of my clients, she shot for Vogue last week. It's so she's client slash friend, so incredible. But I asked for, even though I've shared many testimonials of our work together before, I asked for that because that's very highly specific. And then from there, reflect on your client experience. How can you elevate it next year? A lot of people focus on getting more and more and more on clients, but how can you have high client retention? I have such high client retention. I have clients that stay with me for years and years. Yes, do they have breaks? Of course, because I encourage it. One of my clients actually, she started with me again a couple of weeks ago, and we had like three a month break this year, and we've been working together 2 years. But I encourage that, right? Because it's important for me to know that my client is going away and actually getting in tune with what she needs from the next mentorship rather than sign, go. But like I said, reflect on your client experience. How can you elevate it next year? How can you keep that retention super high? Build the trust, deepen the trust you already have with current clients. You don't always need to look for new clients. And I think that's what's fed on social media is like, look how many new clients I sent. Like, I love repeat clients. I love retaining clients. I love building that relationship with clients. And, I said this over in threads. I think that, yes, it's more sustainable to grow and have more time freedom when you're doing group coaching, a evergreen course. But I love my one-on-one time. I love it. And it's one of my favorite things about my business. And I think for a while in business, I was consuming the mindsets of other coaches that, oh, I should pull back from one-on-one and I should focus on group coaching. No, I love my one-on-one, love my group coaching. Don't get me wrong, but building that relationship with my one-on-one clients is super special. So number 4, customer feedback, collect testimonials and feedback. Have a look what's happening and reflect on the client experience. How can you make it even better next year? What do your touch points look like? Number 5, the last one for this strategic checklist is plan. If you haven't started already, you're a little bit behind. I'm just going to say that, but it's not too late. Plan for Q1 2025, set your top 3 business goals, map out launches, new offers, or upgrade your existing programs. I have a container. I mean, if you come in to become the CEO mastermind, we will go through this in depth in February, and that's a 12-month mastermind. But if you want to start now and you want some accountability, at time of recording, I have 2 spots left for the Visionary 2025 Planning Edition. It's exactly how it sounds. We get very intentional about what 2025 looks like. We get very intentional about how we're moving forward. I've had clients who've come over the past few weeks into this container and just insane clarity and visibility on what they're doing in their business. But I just want to say, I also have had clients who have come in that is more about a lifestyle design. So they don't have a business, they work in a corporate job, and they just want to get their shit together. They personally want to get their shit together. So if you fit into 2 of those criteria, this is for you, where you, I guess, yeah, get your shit together, have clarity. That's the word that I keep hearing from the Visionary 2025 Planning Edition is just, I have clarity. I have clarity. I can actually understand where I'm going. I understand the pathway to where I want to go, because it's really, really easy to just feel like, oh, I'm all over the place and I have all of these ideas. I mean, I know what it's like to be high achiever. We have so many ideas. And then sometimes we just get so overwhelmed and we feel like we're paralyzed with what decisions to make and how to move forward. You know, this is an intensive 4 weeks one-on-one mentorship. So do not sign up if you're not ready to do the work and dive in deep. Sign up if you're like, I need accountability. I need eyes on my blind spots. And I'm actually so ready to shift my levels of success for the next year. So that was all part 1, just to kind of go through again. So strategic checklist. Number 1, review your numbers. Number 2, assess your offers. 3, evaluate your marketing. 4, customer feedback. And 5, plan for Q1 2025. All right. How did we like that? We're going to go into part 2 now. A little bit of a longer episode, but I think this is like really good, and I think that I only share things with you guys that I do, that I share with my clients, that actually work, that move the needle. All right, let's look at part 2, the energetics checklist. So number 1, reflect on 2024 energy. What energy did you carry throughout the year? Was it hustle? Was it ease? Was it flow? Was it anxiety? Journal on patterns. Where did you feel aligned and where did you feel resistance? This is a very, very important one that you should be doing regardless. If it's anything you take away this one probably, because you want to see what your point of attraction was for majority of the year. Was it this aggravated, angry, hustle, busy, anxiety, stressed out, or was it actually ease, flow? Was it abundance? Was it actually alignment? Was it inspiration? Where do you feel aligned? Where did you feel resistance? Get to know your patterns from this year. When high achievers come and work with me, sometimes I see that they keep repeating patterns every single year. And I say this with love, because that used to be me. I used to repeat patterns over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It was fucking exhausting. So if that is you, get to understand your energy, get to understand your patterns, because if you don't understand, if you don't have a conscious awareness, you're going to keep repeating them and they're not going to serve you. Number 2, as an extension of that, release what no longer serves you. Practice gratitude for lessons learned. Just like I was saying at the start, like having gratitude for my life for the past 18 months specifically, but also there's been hardship. Please don't get me wrong. Please don't hear me say like, oh my God, my life is so great. And no, like there's been hardships. I think, not a few months ago, maybe like 6-7 months ago, I had a breakdown about my business, the lack of clarity and all this. And I did my own processes that I teach in my containers. And I'm like, oh, okay, fuck, this is what I preach. But, you need to be able to see the lesson in everything that you perceive as a hardship, and let go of beliefs, habits, and relationships that hinder growth. I did that a lot this year. Um, my personal numerology number this year is six. Yep, six. And I think that focus is like relationships. Crazy. It's crazy. Maybe I might do a podcast episode or I might just do a YouTube live on this. Um, but I can truly see this has been a year of like looking at all of my relationships, looking at what really needs, who I should say, needs to be let go, who do I need to put more time and energy from, where can I set better boundaries, where can I serve myself and fill my cup first. But yeah, it's been a crazy, this is a reflection point for me before the end of the year. It's been a crazy year for my relationships. And yeah, that's a fun fact. If you don't know your personal numerology number, I've forgotten how to work it out. So just quite literally Google. It takes 2 seconds and you can dive deep and read into it. But yeah, very, very interesting because every single year has been very, very spot on for me. So, two, release what no longer serves you and like let it go. Actually, let it go because you've realized it doesn't serve you. Number three, reset your self concept. Quite literally ask yourself, who do I want to become in 2025? Something that I do and I practice and preach is visualization. Visualization to embody the version of yourself now, right? Step into that energetically, right? We're doing an energetic checklist. So start to check into that energetically. Who do you want to become? Like, honestly, even if you just have to pause this for a moment and do a visualization or just like ask yourself, like, who do you actually want to become in 2025? Because I guarantee the goals and the visions and the success that you're desiring is not going to happen if you stay as the version of yourself now. One of the hardest lessons that I've had to learn over the past few years is I have to let go of identities that aren't in alignment with who I want to become. And then not, and like, how can I hold on to an old identity that isn't in alignment with my version of success? Like, I can't. It's crazy, right? We want to be attached. We want to be addicted to who we once were. It's gotten you to where you are. It's great. Let's have gratitude for that. We're not shaming. We're not judging. We're not hating, but let's let it go because we want to step into someone new. So reset your self concept. Number four, energetic capacity. Check in with your nervous system. You should at the end of the year. I know we're tired. I get it. End of year is always, it's like this. I don't know. I feel this like slow energy where honestly, I just want to be social. I want to eat food with people. I want to hang out with people. I want to drink some wine. Yeah, eat good food. I just want to be social. I mean, today I'm like work day because I'm looking out the window. It's like clouds and it's raining here in Brisbane, although the humidity is crazy. But on a sunny day in Brisbane, at this time of the year, I'm like, I just want to be social. I want to hang out with my friends. And that this is comes back to what I said, like you need to practice discipline and focus. But check in with your nervous system. Are you actually ready to expand? I've done a lot of nervous system work this year. I still have a lot more to go, but you need to integrate practices, like visualization, meditations, grounding, breath work can help, but with intention. Don't just slot in a breath work class once a week just because I told you to, or just because you want to regulate your nervous system. Do it with an intention. Like, what are you regulating? What are you expanding to? Have a look. Like, what are the sticky points? When you're doing this whole audit, strategy and energetic, like, what's coming up? What are the repeated patterns? Going back to the patterns question, what are those patterns you keep repeating? That's where your nervous system is constricting instead of expanding. I want you to look at that and start to think, what are the practices that I can integrate that is going to allow me to expand more, to welcome more, to receive more, to be more? Because remember, when our nervous system perceives something as unsafe, like a new version of ourselves, it believes a tiger's chasing us. We need to teach our nervous system a tiger isn't chasing us. I just want to make more money, right? So I would definitely can do. I mean, let me know in the comments below or slide into my DMs at Just Pinili on Instagram if you want me to do a extension podcast episode on this topic because yeah, it's in phase three. It's phase three of my woman mastery methodology because it's so freaking important. All right, number five, the last one for the energetic checklist is celebrate your wins. Anchor into abundance by celebrating all your milestones, big or small. I don't care if you made $5. I don't care if you made $5 million. Celebrate it. List 10 things that you're so proud of yourself this year that built momentum into the life that you desire, into stepping into the version of yourself that you were so proud for. Like, celebrate these wins and celebrate yourself. That's one thing, like, I promised myself mid-year is like, how can I celebrate myself more? How can I genuinely just anchor into all of the abundance I'm experiencing? Because remember, it's always a perspective shift, right? Even when you perceived fail, how are you shifting that perspective, right? Are you rooting in, oh my God, it's so hard and I'm here again and I'm repeating patterns and it sucks. And what am I going to get out of this? Or are you going, wow, what is this teaching me about myself? And how can I actually use this downfall or insert word downfall to change the way I am so I can live a different life, right? It's all about a perspective change. So, energetic checklist. Number one, reflect on 2024 energy. Number two, release what no longer serves you. Number three, reset your self concept. Number four, energetic capacity. And number five, celebrate your wins. I know this was such a loaded podcast, but I just feel super inspired after recording that. And I think this is going to help so many of you. And you probably see if you've listened all the way through, if you're not a business owner, there are parts in there for you to review as well. I mean, even looking at the business side, the strategic checklist for your business, you can look at that if you are a corporate girly as well, right? Just tweak it. That's fine. But as I said, right now, if you yes, I need to make the most of 2025, the visionary, right? The visionary 2025 planning edition. It's about getting intentional. It's about breaking through that ceiling. Send me a DM. There should be a link in the show notes in the show notes below. Or send me a DM if you have some questions around it. Everything else is in the show notes. My free training hack is as well. And I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. And I will speak to you in the next episode. Bye.